Hi everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. We're here with the Timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Eight of Cups, and next is Queen of Wands and the Fool. Transitioning from Eight of Cups to the Fool is basically about recognizing what you feel is no longer something that you are connecting with. What this can mean is that a river has run dry. And it can be a river that you were getting water from before. Water being internal connection that you feel to something. Can be emotional connection, can have to do with intimacy, can even have to do with there's joy for me here. Having Eight of Cups is about recognizing when our attachment to something is based off of the past sort of prime days of what something was, and now it may not be that anymore, and making that connection of how you're feeling. Having Queen of Wands here feels significant. I don't feel like this energy is ready to be discussed yet. I want to see the rest of the cards. Jumping then to the card of the Fool feels like if you know that this river has run dry, and you know that you're going to need to find another river because you need to be sustained in that way, in that waterway. Having the Fool here is about venturing out and trying to find the next river. But it's going to take sort of admitting what the Eight of Cups is in the first place, because there can be that when you have Eight of Cups, the thing that's tricky with it is that it sort of puts you in this space of, if this river has run dry, there is always the chance that something could happen and it can refill. And so that's where there can be that, should I stay here and hope that it refills, or do I need to accept that this has run dry for me? And so you kind of have those two things going on, which can create a little bit of indecision there. Would it be foolish for me to walk away from something? Because what if tomorrow the water fills back up within here and I shouldn't have walked away, and this was just today the water wasn't there? Or is this something where I need to accept that, and I want to find a river that maybe that next river that you find, it won't run dry? Having the Fool there is basically that, do you want to stay or do you want to go? What do you want to do? Or do you want to go out and explore an adventure and see what could happen? But it's going to take there being a shifting, there's going to take a migration. It will take a migration to happen. And with the Fool there, there's always that element of chance, and there's also an element of choice there too. And not so much saying, this is good and this is bad, or this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. It's more so, if these are your options, what do you want to do here? And now I feel ready to discuss the energy of the Queen of Wands. This is about trusting yourself, trusting your gut, trusting your instinct, and doing this from a place of empowerment rather than from a place of fear. And that being your choice ultimately, what you want to do, and you know that, you know what's good for you, and you know what's right for you, and that self-trust there. But you can feel really unsure. I'm seeing Seven of Cups. Having Seven of Cups on the deck, on the bottom of the deck right now, is just this, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So you can feel like you're not really ready to do anything about this yet. Having Seven of Cups feels like this still being a blur right now. And so when you have that, it's a time that it can be difficult, because even if you did make a choice, you can look back and be like, I don't know if I made the right choice for myself or not, and nothing is really there to confirm it yet at this point. So it feels kind of like this stuff is coming up. You're becoming aware of a theme here and of a question that you're sort of posing to yourself, even a dilemma that's becoming more prominent, that there's more awareness of this. Not Eight of Cups. Having Seven of Cups here shows that when it comes to your feelings and it comes to your options, you may be like not really sure, is this one better, is that one better, is that a worse choice for me? And just that I don't know, that feeling of I don't know, that feeling of I'm still working through this, that feeling of a yellow light. We are seeing Ten of Swords here, which can mean that you're actually nearing a cycle that has been perpetuated mentally, can be the feeling of it. Ten of Swords is being sort of stuck on this puzzle, this thing that's been taking up space mentally that you've been working through and working through and working through. Having that Ten of Swords there shows there being a climax of the energy, so that cycle can close out, so you can then choose what you want to do. Meaning it's showing you getting closer to a conclusion here. However, it can be difficult just because of how much all of this has sort of brought up. Also too, I'm seeing Knight of Swords here, which is that part of you that's going to take action, the part of you that's going to do something. You're going to be swift, you're going to be moving forward. So once something doesn't really have you tangled up within it, you're then able to move around and make the choice that you want to make. What I am seeing though is that this Knight of Swords, rather than it moving forward, it actually looks like it's kind of going backwards a little bit. And that may kind of indicate where you are with things. It looks to me like the Knight of Swords is actually facing the Eight of Cups. So having Knight of Swords is the direction that you're moving in, and having it be where you're going, having it be facing the Eight of Cups, you may actually decide to go back into something. You may decide not to walk away from something. So you can feel like this deliberation is coming to a close, and having this Knight of Swords energy feels like where you may decide that you want to go now, what you may decide you want to do. And actually all of this energy feels like it's sort of converging back to the Eight of Cups. Like the Eight of Cups is almost the apex in a way, energetically speaking, because the Fool is actually going back in that direction and Knight of Swords is actually going up in that direction. And so it feels like this may be the way that you want to go. This may be like how you want to take action here. You may want to go back into the Eight of Cups. But then I'm also seeing Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So there can be a part of you that's like, this is the way that I want to go. But then you can also be feeling stuck simultaneously. If Ten of Swords keeps the part of you that is the Knight of not the Knight of, have I been saying the Knight of Wands the whole time? It's the Knight of Swords. If Ten of Swords is an energy that keeps the part of you that is the Knight of Swords sort of from moving anywhere, as the Ten of Swords happens, you're basically free to then move where you want to move. Do I want to maybe step away from this entirely, or do I want to maybe reconsider and actually see if that waterway can refill again? I'm seeing you actually wanting to, at least what I'm seeing so far here, move back in the direction of that waterway that looks like it may refill again. That's at least how I'm seeing these characters be facing currently. And this can be something that you want to do, but having Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck can indicate there still being this feeling of kind of being stuck, of even questioning the moves that you're making. Ace of Swords is about having a breakthrough. So maybe the leap of faith that you're taking is actually about staying somewhere in hopes that it refills, in hopes that the river refills and you can get what you need from it again, rather than finding an entirely new one, is what I'm seeing with this. And having Temperance here on the bottom of the deck feels like still want to be here, still want to figure this out. And this feels like a breakthrough that's associated with, did I want to stay here and wait and see if it refills, or do I want to try my luck elsewhere? And this feels again like coming back into, I want to wait around and see if this will refill and sort of be what I need it to be. Something definitely happened that kicked you off into that place of, I think, the way that I'm seeing this with the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords, it feels like something mentally really threw you off, but in a way where you could have felt like you kind of crashed a bit and you were trying to work through something, trying to figure it out. So having Ten of Swords shows you being at the end of the cycle, like right before you're broken out of it. And then having Knight of Swords feels like that part of you that's then liberated to make the move that you want to make. And then having the Ace of Swords feels like there's clarity when it comes to your vision. When you're going through Ten of Swords, it can feel like all of this kind of crashing down on you, and it can feel like you're buried under the weight of all of your thoughts and concessions. And then having Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords, which indicates that the culmination of everything, but then also simultaneously the closing that happens of, now we're shutting the lid on that. Knight of Swords is the part of you that's back in action then. You're like popping up and you're going to make a move then. And having that Ace of Swords feels like, in a crisp way, I know what I'm doing here, I know where to go here. And it's because we have Queen of Wands, which shows I'm trusting myself and I'm trusting my instinct, and I'm making a move that feels empowering to me. And then having the Fool there is, it can indicate very much this is a move where there's a chance that you're taking when you do this. There's a leap of faith, and you're moving into a territory that where you can feel quite inexperienced with what you're doing here. And having Temperance feels like I'm willing to figure that out. So that's what I'm seeing here with the energy. You can still feel a little bit stuck, but what I'm seeing is that you're learning how to work with yourself. It's like a mental engagement, essentially, that you're learning to work with. You can also feel like you're learning how to be more flexible, how to embrace flexibility a bit more as well. Because as you're letting this trial, as you're allowing this configuration mentally to come to a close, kind of like problem solving is happening. This is the big problem. Now that thing is concluding because I'm coming to a conclusion. And so now things can move forward. And you're feeling confident in yourself as things are moving forward, because there's also an element of understanding here, and there's also an element of movement. And it looks like you're making a move on behalf of a part of you that is sentimentally connected. And coming back into what feels like a retry. This can also feel like you're moving in the direction of something that can feel like it is offering you something small, but that there's potential there. Like if the river isn't gushing full flow, but it is starting to come back a bit, it can be giving you enough that there's potential, that there's faith, that there's belief, that there can be more, that it can hold more, that it will fill more. And this feels now that you're clear on sort of what you've worked through now at this point. I'm seeing something too about what you could have been seeing as like a lost opportunity or like a failed opportunity or something that didn't meet your expectation. I'm seeing there be a bigger reason behind why you're doing this. Like there's actually a much bigger goal behind all of this for you that I do think is obtainable, and I do think simultaneously you sort of have to put your heart on the line, and I think your courage on the line a bit here. It feels like bold moves right now that have to be made in order for you to secure what you want, and so it's a time of bravery for you. Feeling like that is your path currently. This is your path currently. And this is part of you working things out. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I'd like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.